Hello, my friends, from 3D to 4D and 5D, Accelerants. Fifth, conjunction of Mercury, Venus, the Sun. Throughout the first half of November, the vibrations of Venus will be in close interaction with the radiation of the Sun and Scorpio, deepening and transforming in the situations that developed at the end of October. During the exact connection on October 22, the energies of this stellium will test the validity of our values at the new stage of life, to which passed as the powerful frequencies of the solar eclipse in Scorpio on October 25. Since October 29, after the transition to Scorpio, Mercury is linked to the Venus-Sun conjunction, its upper connection with the luminary, leading to the peak of the disclosure of our ideas and plans formed on the lower connection of the planets on September 23, 2022, will become exact at the time of the total lunar eclipse on November 8, 2022. It will either accelerate the fulfillment of our main desires or provoke a deep dissatisfaction and losses. If we can find our way, since the triple conjunction of Mercury, Venus, Sun occurs in the corridor of eclipses, and the planets have already passed through the descendant southern lunar node in November 2 to 6. This indicates how far we come in our development and will bring the results of our choices and actions in the past. The Mercury-Venus-Sun triple conjunction in Scorpio will last the entire first half of the month. Then Venus on November 16 and Mercury November 17 will move to Sagittarius. The energies of both planets will be freed from the oppressive radiations of the Sun in Scorpio and will unite on November 21 at 7 degrees Sagittarius. This change of signs will create two strong power waves until November 16. The first wave will have an impact on the energy and financial sectors. Achieving stability in them will depend on accumulated resources, realism in assessing the situation and decisions. This is a time of passion, high dynamics, and intensity of events, which will test everyone for strength and stability. On November 17 to 30, the energies of Mercury and Venus will unite in Sagittarius. At this time, and especially when the Sun enters this sign on November 22, their common vibrations will push us to search for a common spiritual vector. Relations will normalize, and our ideas and plans will come true only if we have common inspiring idea, faith in a better future, an optimistic approach to what is happening. When we strive to get a new experience that develops us from any, even the most difficult situations. This fully applies to states as well. The Mercury-Venus-Sun conjunction forms a series of aspects with Antares and Aldebaran, which in the middle of the month will create extra intense events. 6. Mercury-Venus-Sun in a Taurus square with Uranus and Saturn. Throughout the first half of November, the triple combination of planetary vibrations will be in intense interaction with Uranus and Saturn, closing aspects to the Taurus square. This extreme configuration will greatly affect us until November 16. The peak will be a total lunar eclipse on November 8, during which the energy of Mercury will connect with the radiation of the Sun. The following days will be especially difficult. November 5, Venus in opposition with Uranus. November 7, Venus square to Saturn. November 8, conjunction of Mercury and the Sun, total lunar eclipse. November 9, Mercury and the Sun in opposition to Uranus. November 10, Mercury in quadrature with Saturn. November 11, the Sun squared the Saturn. Since the energies of the planets are connected to the intense vibrations of the quadrature of Saturn and Uranus, this will maximally exacerbate all the conflicts and contradictions of 2022, pushing for their resolution, as well as give acceleration to events and renewal on a global and personal level. 7th, Mercury, Venus, Sun, and bisextile with Neptune, Jupiter, and Pluto. Coming out of tense bundle with Saturn and Uranus, the planets immediately, one after another, form harmonious trines with Neptune and Jupiter, and through transforming strong sextile with Pluto, close the energies into stable constructive bisextile. These vibrations create good prerequisites for getting out of a long impasse, extremely harsh, destructive circumstances starting on November 7, breaking the tense configuration of the Tau square to Uranus and Saturn, and until November 26, fixing the results achieved. The favorable days will be the following: November 10 to 15, Venus in trine with Neptune, Jupiter, and sextile with Pluto. November 12 to 16, Mercury in trine with Neptune, Jupiter, and sextile with Pluto. November 15 to 21, the Sun in trine with Neptune, Jupiter, and sextile with Pluto. It is worth highlighting the day on November 14, when, with the participation of the Moon in Cancer, the harmonious aspects were close in the kite. It is worth planning something important for the development of previously started affairs and relationships on this day. It can have steady growth, development, and inspiring success. The mix of intense and harmonious energies of Mercury, Venus, and the Sun with distant planets in November will act in two ways. On the negative, if we have reached the dead end in our development and have been going the wrong way for a long time, ignoring hints from above and eternal dissatisfaction, if we don't believe in anything and don't have an inspiring idea and meaning of life, we will face serious losses that destroy our foundations and knock us out of roots. On the positive, if we are in harmony with selves and the world, we can suddenly find ourselves in the thick of events, when, by the stellium's energies, the universe will help us to carry out long-planned and previously begun. The necessary info will be unexpectedly attracted to us, which will facilitate the implementation of our ideas and strengthen us. 8th, New Moon in Sagittarius. The energies of the stelliums in the last decade of November will generally be harmonious and constructive. On November 21, the exact trine of the Sun and Jupiter is formed, and Mercury and Venus unite in Sagittarius. These favorable aspects will complete the difficult lunar month of two eclipses, will shine like a light at the end of the tunnel. To get promising results, agree on cooperation, find a way out of a difficult situation, and open up new prospects. On November 22, the Sun turns into harmonious Sagittarius, and on November 23, at 22 o'clock 57 minutes UTC, a new moon will occur in trine with Jupiter, closing the autumn eclipse season with its tough energies. The new moon aims at active growth and development, gives a huge creative potential to intentions, ideas, and plans, inspires faith in a better future, and helps to get what we want. The energies of Mars form stabilizing and constructive trine with the vibrations of Saturn. This will help us to act purposefully rebuild what needs to be improved, strengthen partnerships through coordinated interaction, and work on common complex tasks. At the same time, the vibes of Mercury and Venus, being in conjunction, although opposite to the energies of Mars, are connected by sextile of Saturn. It will is to find ways out of difficult situations, get the necessary information to solve current problems. At the end of the month, there will be a tense quadrature of Mars, Mercury, and Uranus to Neptune. It will lead astray and provoke mistakes and miscalculations. The prospects may become hazy, uncertain, and decisions and choices not final. There can be a lot of losses, disappointments, and unfulfilled hopes and expectations. It will be another test of our resilience, determination, inner strength, and will. The second decade of the month is particularly explosive period, when the main cosmic events converge into focal point during close key dates. Heavy planets turn into Scorpio, light planets into Taurus, forming an opposition to the first. Venus on November 11, Mercury on the 13th, and the Sun on the 17th will turn into Scorpio, and Mars on the 14th into Taurus. They all line up almost on this axis of Aldebaran and Antares. This vector was called the axis of catastrophes because of its dangerous nature. Various kinds of cataclysms, wars, man-made accidents, and since the 20th century, the development and use of nuclear energy have been influenced by vibes of these giant stars. It is one of many examples of how the dark forces use cosmic energies for their destructive purposes, and it is possible that they will try to do this in November. Knowing and preparing for this, co-creators and 𝗪𝗪𝗀𝗀𝗃 have launched the quantum counterfire, similar to those used on Earth to extinguish wildfires. On 3rd November 2022 at 11:11 a.m. CET, information was received that the programmers of the local universe and karma lords entered the code of deactivation into the Earth's 3D matrix. It will cause a rapid increase in entropy and temporary chaos until the final bifurcation point is reached in the dead zone of the system, forecasted on December 22, 2022. At the end of October, on the co-creators and 𝗪𝗪𝗀𝗀𝗃's assignment, Light Warriors Ground Team destroyed an artificial chaos crystal installed by archons in one of the Central Asian countries and temporarily deactivated the Earth's causal matrix with all unauthorized elements and inserts, which were implanted by darks. We all just need to hold on, keep our courage and patience at least until December 22, and do not be surprised at anything that will happen on the subtle plane and on the surface at this time. Channeled by Liu.